What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 78 of the Hive Mind podcast. Not gonna lie, I am dragging ass this week. But let's first thank the sponsors. Amazon, be sure to shop at the link in the description down below to support the channel. I do get a small percentage of anything you buy on Amazon, so I'd recommend you bookmark that Amazon link in the description down below and help the channel out that way. I know a lot of you guys have been doing that, and I appreciate the hell out of it. Also, Cellucor Gamer. CellucorGamer.com, coupon code Zyback, get your C4 Neuro, 5 calories, energy drink replacement, pre-workout, pretty fucking sick there. And lastly, the Crowfall referral link, that's also in the description. Crowfall, new upcoming MMO that I'm super excited for, and I managed to get a referral link for it, so check that out. Tons of you guys have signed up with that, and I am, really looking forward to that game, and we're going to talk about Crowfall a little later in the podcast because there's been some juicy updates this week, and a very, very juicy update upcoming this week as well. Anyway, got a haircut. That's probably the first thing some of you guys noticed. Needed one of those pretty badly. It was getting to the point to where it was doing whatever it wanted to. Once it gets out to about, I don't know, about an inch long, it kind of just does whatever. Like, I can go and take a shower, comb it while it's wet, and then within like 30 minutes, it's back to sticking up and curling on the sides. And so yeah, needed one of those pretty bad, so I got that done. And the reason I'm dragging ass right now is because I just got back from the gym, and I've recently started doing some direct forearm work, which is something I neglected because, for the longest time, people have, it's kind of like something people always say where, if you just do your lifts without straps and, you just actually hang on to your weight, you don't really need to worry about doing forearm work. I don't know if I believe that so much because maybe when it comes to, like, the bottom of your forearms, like right here, but the top, man, holy shit. I was doing some reverse wrist curls and some reverse, I don't know what you'd call them, but curls like that really isolate the forearms on the top, and Jesus Christ, am I sore from that. Oh man, I'm dying from that. So if any of you guys are into lifting and you neglect your forearms, don't, because you're probably pretty fucking weak on forearm wrist curls if you don't do them. I can deadlift 305 pounds or 315 for reps, well, decent amount of reps, without straps, without alternating grip, double overhand 315, and that's not crazy grip strength. That's not like horrible grip strength, but get a 15-pound dumbbell and crank out, 15 reps of reverse wrist curls. If you don't do them regularly, I guarantee you either won't be able to do it or it's going to be a lot harder than you would imagine. So do some forearm work. It's going to kill you, but I think I'm going to see some forearm gains because that was like a fucking system shock for me. So I did that and abs today, and I'm in a mile on the treadmill. So decent little workout, and I'm dragging ass today. So let's talk about. Let's give a little update on the drama. Last week. So the LawBreakers drama. To shorten the story here. I was invited to this thing out in Raleigh, North Carolina. They ended up revoking my invitation last minute because of some triggering shit I did on Twitter. We couldn't really isolate what it was. I thought it was the Hillary Clinton joke tweet, which I think it still was. I think that was the catalyst that caused this person to look further into my Twitter, and holy shit, if this is the worst thing they found, then they haven't looked too hard. So what was another example of a tweet that did it? So, well, my monitor captures now. There we go. It just clicked on. So, I have now figured out who was responsible for me not going to this trip, which is fine. It's the community manager for LawBreakers, Miss Murder. So, I guess she saw my podcast and tweeted me, with a link to this tweet. That is a picture I got from the I'm Going to Hell for This subreddit, and it's a bunch of Jews lined up in like from the concentration camp eras, I'm assuming, That would make sense, duh. And it says, when the squad is about to get lit. Obviously, a ridiculous meme. Obviously, a ridiculous meme. And my tweet was, I'm going to hell, see you all there. In reference to the, I'm going to hell for this subreddit. And this is like an example of the offensive. I mean, I guess I get it, right? It's offensive, but it's so extreme. Like, it's so absurd that really this is it? Come on, man. Like, that's, it'd be one thing if I was actually, like, I don't see anything, I don't see things like this as actually hateful because they're so ridiculous and absurd. It's like if somebody made a meme about a Chinese guy crashing a car or fucking, I don't know, Asian people being math guys. It's just like, it's extreme ridiculousness, or white people that can jump 2 inches high or whatever. Like, I don't know. I personally don't see this as bad, but if that's the reason that I got my my invitation revoked, then so be it. And it's ironic. It's very ironic because I have done, and it's very ironic that the quote anti-Semitic tweet has got me in trouble because if anyone listens to the podcast regularly, I did an entire rant about how Jewish people are gangster and how I respect the Jews greatly. Let me pull up the graph here. If I can find it really quick. I did an entire fucking rant about how the Jews kick ass. Oh, here it is. I found it. So, to shorten this rant up a little bit, essentially, a few weeks back, maybe a month or two back, I did this whole rant about how I respect the Jews because they have been a group of people that has been systematically discriminated against all throughout history, systematically executed for a period throughout history in multiple countries, still in some countries, really. And you look at this graph. They are fucking up everybody. Everybody. Look at that. The Jewish people are like the fucking New England Patriots, dude. They just get hated. They have so many haters, but they keep winning. They keep winning. And this graph for you guys that are listening to the podcast on SoundCloud is income ranking by religious group. Median annual household income in the year 2000. So you've got, Jehovah's Witnesses clocking in at 24 grand. Fuck, they suck. Then moving up, Muslims, 31 grand. There's a lot more religious people on this, but I'm going to hit the high notes here. Church of Christ, around 40 grand. Mormons, 40 grand. Baptists, 33 grand. This is averages of household income in the year 2000. Where's Christian? Where's just normal-ass Christian? Is that even on here? I guess that's Church of Christ, right? Christian unspecified, that's probably it. 47,000, so the Christians aren't doing too bad. They're a little bit above average. And then you get down to Jew. The average Jew makes 72 grand. Average Jewish household, $72,000. And then that's first place. Number 2, 58 grand. You go from 58 from Unitarian to 72. And then Episcopalians, 55. The Jewish people absolutely fucking destroy. Hindu, well, I guess that makes sense. You got the Hindu is high up there with 51 grand. They're doctors. Doctors. But yeah, this is in the United States. This is not worldwide. That's why that number is so high. I'm sure. But anyway, the Jews fucking kick ass, dude. I have a fucking shitload of respect for the Jews. So for the anti-Semitic ridiculous meme to get me in trouble, I find it ironic. Of all the things, I mean, I have tweeted out some ridiculous shit in the past, and for that to be the one that gets pointed to as like the haha, look at this. So ... What's your response to this? And my response to her pointing that out was, in a culture of extreme political correctness, it's sometimes refreshing to see some dark humor. And that's what it is. It's dark humor. When the squad is about to get lit, come on, dude. This is not like a meme that says like lining up to get what they deserve. Like that's not what this is. Just it's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous. So anyway, the community manager doing her job, you know, whatever. I can't be like that upset, you know. I get it, but she is going to have a rough time as a community manager if that meme absolutely put her over the top. No go, no go. Dude, all you got to do is listen to the stories about David Vonderhaar. That's what you're getting yourself. Dude, these community manager, like, dude. She's in for a rough one. That's all I'll say. And the arena shooter community is not exactly, like, PC by any stretch of the imagination. I've recently been getting into Quake Champions, and the Quake community, you know, they're tight-knit, they're cool, but it's not like some SJW safe space by any stretch of the imagination from the short digging I've done. And you look at other, you know, gaming communities like Gears of War that are pretty fucking hardcore, and that's, you know, Gears of War, Cliff Bleszinski. That game is, I hate using the word toxic community, but it's got a hardcore community of shit talking, of relentless shit talking in Gears of War, and it's part of the game and part of what makes the game good. So I don't know. I think she's in for a fucking a rude awakening as a community manager, particularly for a shooter. If the past has any, I don't know, whatever. But anyway, going back to Gears of War, the reason I like the Gears of War community because they're fucking hardcore, and they're actually hardcore to the point to where at these esport events, Gears of War teams physically fight each other. Apparently that's a thing that fucking happens where they'll go out in parking lots and like just beat the shit out of each other in real life. Like, that's great. That's fucking great. So, anyway, let's move it on to Quake Champions. That game, wow. What a shocker for me personally that was. Now, I realize there's been a lot of people looking forward to Quake Champions, and I'm a complete Quake noob. Quake Champions is the first Quake game I've played. But what a shocker that game has been for me. I was not expecting that game to be a heavy hitter for someone like me. I was kind of expecting, I don't know, I was kind of expecting it to just pass me by and me not to pay any mind to it. But I had somebody tweet me out asking if I wanted a beta code and they could hook me up with a beta code at some certain point. I ended up getting one myself. I think they just gave everyone a beta code this weekend, or for this week. And I was expecting to play it, have a little bit of fun with it, but ultimately decide it was not for me. Turns out, I really like the game. Like, a lot. A lot. And I think it'll be something that, I'm not going to become like a Quake, you know, channel that focuses only on Quake, and that's like my new big game, or whatever, but I'd expect some Quake videos. I put out a Quake video yesterday. I would check that out. Have I put any other videos? I don't think so. Let me check. Let me make sure here. Nope, just the Quake video. So be sure to check out my Quake First Impressions video from the perspective of a complete noob. A lot of people seem to like that video. But yeah, Quake Champions, guys. Really, check that game out. Quake is a game that is very intimidating to look at because it's so fast-paced, it's so skill-based, and every time you see anything Quake-related, it's always some pro player doing some crazy, insane thing, and I think that turns away a lot of people because they see that and they go, dude, there's no fucking way I could compete in this game. Like, this is just too crazy, it's too hardcore. Don't think like that. Trust me, there are plenty of new players, it's a fun game to learn. You can have fun learning the game and being terrible. I had fun learning the game and being terrible. So don't skip out on Quake just because you're intimidated by it. I was intimidated by it. Ended up having a lot of fun. And the reason I like Quake is because it's a game that you can play without having to mentally prepare for it. When you go and play competitive Overwatch, you have to be in the mindset to work with other players and coordinate things and play certain heroes and the meta and this and that and all that shit. With Quake Champions, I can just go, hey man, I've got 30 minutes. Let's play some deathmatch. And it's not a mindless game. It's a game that has a fucking hyper crazy high skill cap. You've got item control, map control, zoning, spacing, when to use certain weapons. It's got a crazy high skill cap. So it's not like COD where it's mindless and retarded, but it's not like Overwatch where you need to be relying on other people to do this and that and coordinate. And I like it. I really like that I can just go in and play some free-for-all deathmatch and have a good time and not have to think about it too hard, but still have that depth there with item control and timing. And I don't know, it's great. I really like the game, and I am looking forward to it actually coming out. I think it's probably going to be coming out sooner rather than later because, yeah, there's some server lag and some shit like that, but ultimately I think the game's pretty goddamn fun. So, Quake Champions, give that a shot. Had a lot of fun with it. Oh man, let's get into some Crowfall, baby. Oh my god, Crowfall absolutely went ham this week with the hype. Crowfall is it's heating up, dude. It's heating up. I know I've been pimping this game out. You know, really, I'm trying not to hype it up too much because it's not a game that has a lot of hype-based features. This game, in my opinion, is I'm excited for this game because the game vision is realistic, and realistic game design perspective is not something to get hyped over. When you look at a game like Star Citizen that promises the world, and we're gonna have FPS and fucking full universe space shit, and like Star Citizen promises the universe or promises the world and all these features. It's easy to hype that game up. Crowfall, not an easy game to hype up because it's realistic in a lot of ways to their vision and their game design. So what they did this week is they had an entire week of teasers with different concept art, and their teasers are in preparation for a big reveal this upcoming Tuesday that is supposed to be on par with the Kickstarter and with the vessel system. It's apparently supposed to be a pretty game-changing reveal, so I think it probably has something to do with disciplines and multi-classing in some capacity. But they hit us with some sick concept art. That's of the Frostweaver. That's one of the updates. I'm not going to read all these. Second update was of some more weapons. And you've got the Forge Master. It's our first look at the Forge Master, which is an archetype I'm very pumped for. That's sick. That's concept art. It's not an in-game model. And you've also got some environment. Now, this is... look at these environments, dude. They have really worked on the environments. That's one of the things with Crowfall is that the textures, the ground textures in particular for Crowfall, if you've looked at any of the big world gameplay, are horrible. Like, you've got like mountains that look like they're from 1999 because a lot of the in-game assets just weren't in the game yet. But if the game ends up looking like this, like what you're seeing in this screenshot here, that's way better than I was expecting, and these screenshots look fucking great. So they've done a lot of work to I don't want to say improve the graphics of the game because the assets that were in the game looked good. It's just that there weren't a lot of ground textures. A lot of the ground was just flat, and the mountains were just hills that had gray random texture. So they're probably just implementing a lot of this stuff that just wasn't ready yet, like those bush textures and tree textures and shadows and dynamic lighting and stuff. Looks like it's all making its way into the game soon-ish, and it looks damn good. That keep looks fucking really good. Now I look at this keep and I'm like, there's no way the game's gonna look like that, right? But it's a cartoony art style. Like, I don't know if it'll look quite that good, but if it looks even close, I'll be really impressed. And if it does look like that, I'll be blown away. But yeah, man, that's one of the updates. There's a whole bunch of these sick updates this week. Here's another update with... now, this is interesting here. This is another concept art. Now, their whole idea with this teaser week is they don't want to give it away. They want to make us guess and speculate. So they're being intentionally, I don't want to say misleading, but intentionally coy with what they're doing. So this is the teaser week, day 3, Super Stabby, and it's a concept art piece of, I'm going to say, a Frostweaver. Now, the reason I say Frostweaver is because they said the Frostweaver was, this is in a live, I'm such a fucking nerd for this game. So in a live stream, they did, previous to this reveal, like 2 weeks ago, they said that the Frostweaver was the only archetype to have like a midriff showing, so like an exposed stomach, and that's something that they've done. All the archetypes in Crowfall, like all the female armor types, they're like actually realistic. One of the most annoying MMO tropes ever is that the fucking female armor is just ridiculously slutty and not practical at all. So all of the female armor in this game looks like female armor if a woman was wearing armor that had to be effective. But they said the Frostweaver had kind of like a dancer style look, so she does have an exposed midriff, but again, that's all she's really got going for her. So this, in my opinion, is a Frostweaver, but the kicker is that she has daggers, not the primary weapon of the Frostweaver. So this is probably hinting at disciplines and archetypes, or disciplines and character customization and stuff. So it's the Frostweaver, but with daggers, typically a scepter wielding archetype. And that also goes back to the, and you've got some rune stones here. And you've got a duelist with a shield. So the duelist, another archetype that typically has a sword and a pistol. Here it is with plate armor and a sword and a shield. So I think this big reveal is going to be something to do with archetypes and disciplines. There's some people that are speculating that it could be they're taking the race restrictions off the classes or off the archetypes. That's one of the more controversial things with Crowfall, is that if you're a Ganeshan, like a little hamster fuck, you can only be a duelist. There are pros and cons to that. So some people thought maybe they opened that up. I can maybe see that. Like, that would be hype as fuck for a lot of people. For me personally, I don't care that much about it, but that would be even more character customization to be able to pick your race. And like, what if this was concept art of a Ganeshan knight, right? I mean, it could be. Played it out, sword and shield. Who knows? I don't think that's likely. I think they're going to stick with the archetype locking because they have a specific reason for doing that, because they want to have a ton of different races in the game. They want to have really wild and wacky races like centaurs and, I don't know, like orcs and ogres and stuff like that. I would imagine in the future, like crazy races. And if you open up crazy amounts of race class customization, it just gets more and more exponential, and you can't manage it. And if you look at most MMOs that have, most MMOs, all the characters are humans. You've got human that looks like this, elf human guy, gnome guy, short human guy. The races are very, very homogenized. They're essentially just different versions of humans, whereas with Crowfall, you've got little fucking fat rodents, giant minotaurs, centaur horse people, then you've got the humans, then you've got the elves. I mean, there's a lot of stuff they're doing with Crowfall in that regard. So let's move on to the next little mini update here. And that was, they're going to let you PvP in your Eternal Kingdom now. That's actually kind of nice. They're turning that on. They've always let you do that, but they're letting you turn it on. Then we've got, what is this one? This is of what looks to be, so here's another, and again, they're being very coy with this shit, right? And a lot of the nerds are probably noticing this, right? So this, a lot of people would assume, is the Confessor, right? It's the male Confessor. It's not. That's a fucking elf. That's a fucking Frostweaver. Who else can be elves? I think, are elves? Fuck. Wait, this could be, I think this is probably a Frostweaver, just looking at this. The Confessors are humans. Now, this would get blown out of the water if they did open up the class race restrictions. But That's a fucking Frostweaver doing fire shit. Yeah. I don't know. It's fucking cool. I personally think it's likely going to be some sort of extra class customization disciplines in a way that we would have never thought they would have been able to do. And the last update is Ready, Aim, Fire. Let's see, what is this one teasing at? Again, another thing that hints at multi-classing in some capacity. This is of a champion, female champion. You've got the hammer there. Now, I don't know if she's doing some sort of frost magic or if that's like a crow. If that's like the crow magic. I don't think it's... Now, I look at it now, it looks like the more crow thing. Not much to really show there with that, other than it's a cool piece of concept art. And then you've got the ranger. They didn't show too much with this one. But some cool concept art nonetheless. So Crowfall, looking to be fucking sick, dude. I'm so fucking pumped. I'm so fucking pumped for this game, man. I really hope that we get some of the big core features come online this summer. That's what they've been saying, that they're gonna, they've been sticking by their late 2016 release date, and they've been saying like beta by late summer or something like that. And beta would mean that the game is likely feature complete, but just needs tuning and polishing and things like that. So I'm hoping we're gonna start getting some of these big game features come online here soon. But yeah, I'm fucking hyped up for Crowfall. Let's move it on, because I'm sure some of you guys are so pissed that I've been rambling about Crowfall for this long. But yeah, check out Crowfall. Use my referral link in the description, and sign up for Crowfall using that link, because you get in the beta for free, as well as getting 5% off anything you buy. So do that. Get yourself in line for the beta before the masses figure out you have to wait in line to get into the beta. So do that. Sign up with that. Get in the beta free. Get 5% off. You got nothing to lose, and I get a little kickback for it. So support the podcast and get in the beta free. Got nothing to lose. What else we got this week? Wonder Woman actually looks kind of sick. There was a new Wonder Woman trailer. The last one, Gal Gadot, I think that's how you say her name, I don't know. She's fucking hot as fuck. Oh my god, dude, I really want this movie to be good, and it not to be what I think it's likely going to be, which is like, girl power, stick it to the men, fuck the patriarchy. Like, I really hope they don't go that direction with it. I'm okay if they do a few, like, men jokes and whatever. I'm not like one of these dudes that gets like crazy upset with that kind of shit. But I really hope they don't go full blown SJW wage gap AIDS on this movie, because it has the potential to be so fucking good. And it looks so fucking good so far. But if they go full retard with it, it's gonna make me so sad. They can do it a little bit. They can have a few jokes here and there, and I don't know, but just don't do it too much. Like, don't fucking ruin it, please. We got a fun news story this week coming from Ohio. This is fucking ridiculous. Peak anti-gun paranoia. Ohio school suspends 7th grader for liking an Instagram photo of a toy gun. This kid got suspended for not bringing a toy gun, not eating a Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun, which is something another kid got suspended for liking a picture of a toy gun on Instagram. Got him suspended. Like, hey, look, we need to limit your child's education here. We don't want to do this, but he liked a fucking picture of an airsoft gun on Instagram. And that's what it was. He liked a picture of an airsoft gun. And it wasn't like it was just a picture of a fucking airsoft gun. Like, hey, check out my cool airsoft gun. Little Timmy liked that. Now little Timmy gets denied his education. That's crazy. It's not like he liked a picture of a I don't know, like a machine gun mowing down some guy. And even if he did, he still shouldn't get suspended for that. That's crazy that these schools are spying on their students. To the point to where, like, how do you even notice that, dude? How do you notice that? How does the school even... I couldn't tell you... I couldn't tell you how to find shit that other people have liked on Instagram other than to go post by post. That's just crazy, dude. Jesus. It's ridiculous. Alright, what else we got this week? The creator of Pepe the Frog has officially killed him in his little comic book series. Matt Furry kills Pepe the Frog. Good luck with that. That's, yep. And, of course, NPR did a ridiculous news article on this. What Pepe the Frog's death can teach us about the internet. Basically saying, Pepe the Frog is a hate symbol used by alt-right neo-Nazis and white nationalists. Jesus Christ. And dude, they just go on and on and on about fucking Pepe the Frog being a symbol of hate. And then the coup de grace is at the end of the article. Even now, the alt-right group is having its way with another symbol, the OK hand gesture, though the jury's still out on whether this is a hate sign or just being used to troll mainstream news outlets. So this is something 4chan did, of course, where they wanted to create an initiative to make the mainstream media think that the OK symbol was a symbol of white power. And let me go full screen here. But their logic was that, so this is the OK symbol, right? Like A-OK, right? This is what they did. So the three fingers here is the W, and then the P of power. So the OK symbol is now a symbol of white power. And NPR seems to think that there's a chance that could be legitimate. Come on, this is fucking crazy. Jesus Christ. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. What? I put this note in my... one second, let me look this up. This might be a troll article. This might be a troll, so I want to... No, it's fucking real. God damn it, dude. God damn it. I put this in my phone and I didn't bookmark it. Milk, the new symbol of racism in Donald Trump's America. The Washington Times. Real website. If you drink milk, you may be a neo-Nazi racist. No joke. So they're reporting on another story. This week, the Daily 49er, a California University State College paper, blah, 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 blah. You, along with the rest of the nation, have been so accustomed to hearing the benefits of milk that you probably don't even realize the subtle racism hidden in our health facts. She continues, it may not surprise you that the United States was founded on racism. Jesus, really? Okay. That every institution we uphold has racist roots. They're difficult to catch and even harder to fight off. The phenomenon that affects our voter ID... Where is this going with fucking milk? State testing and, yes, federal dietary guidelines. Okay. But how can our health guidelines system... What the fuck? How can our health system be built on scientific fact alone have a racist message? Yes, it all... Oh my god, this is so long. Why am I even reading this? This is so fucking long. Let me try to find the TLDR here. Let me, Wow, this is like a giant... Oh my god. I'm trying to find the punchline here. Some white supremacists think the white ethnicity... Jesus. Some white supremacists think the white ethnicity has a geographic, historical correlation with the body's tolerance for milk. So, Black people are more likely to be lactose intolerant, which means that milk is racist. Holy shit. Holy shit, guys. Wow. Okay, well, I'm done with that. That's enough of that. That's enough of that. James Comey was terminated by Trump. This is interesting. So I find this really, really ironic that I don't know that much about the whole James Comey thing, but other than that fucking liberals are losing their mind that he terminated James Comey, which I find really ironic because they were the same people crying that he should step down. When James Comey was investigating Hillary Clinton, all of the fucking liberals were like, he should step down. This is ridiculous. And then when he gets fired by Trump, it's the fucking worst thing ever. And then Donald Trump actually ended up tweeting this out. Donald Trump is fucking hilarious. He tweeted out a compilation of all of that shit, of the same people saying that James Comey should step down, then saying that it's the worst. Let me just play the video. It's fucking great. This is some good. And tweeted out. This is tweeted out by the President of the United States, the most powerful person on Earth. Tweets out some shit posting like this. How fucking fantastic.
Comey acted in an outrageous way. I think he should take a hard look at what he has done. And I think it would not be a bad thing for the American people if he did step down.
And do you believe that Jim Comey should resign, Senator Reid?
Of course.
Did you want to see him gone?
So it's absolutely true that Democrats have been very critical of James Comey, and many of us did call for his resignation.
This is a 2-minute video of just these same people that are lambasting Donald Trump for firing Comey a month later, or a month prior, saying that he should step down. Come on, that's funny as fuck. I love that. That's some good shit. All right, let's move it on. Blowing through the topics this week, man. I'm tired. I'm fucking tired this week, man. Oh, I did a little bit of Netflix and chilling this week. My Netflix to chill ratio is not exactly where I'd like it to be, but watching some Netflix things with a lady friend. And watching some things that I wouldn't typically watch, but I got a little bit more enjoyment out of them than I thought I would. I'm not gonna kid myself. I don't get it. These aren't fantastic shows, but they're not terrible if you need to burn some time. I ended up watching 2 seasons of 2 separate shows in 1 week, which is a fucking lot for me. I ended up watching the Netflix Dear White People show, which I found to be entertaining because it was ridiculous, and part of me thinks that they just made it like insanely ridiculous on purpose. The show is structured in such a way that I think is actually pretty unique and cool. Every episode focuses on a specific character rather than an overarching. Well, there is an overarching story that's pretty dumb, but I thought it was kind of interesting how they focused on each individual character every episode. I thought that was kind of different and kind of unique. But yeah, that show is pretty forgettable, to be honest. Nothing that great there. And then I watched 13 Reasons Why, which is, I got a little bit more enjoyment out of that than I thought I would. Some of the supporting, and again, this is not a show that is great. Lots of cringy, dumb bullshit in this show. That is like, I get it, right? Like, they made this show about high schoolers, and high schoolers are dumb and do dumb things. But I don't know anyone that's in high school that does some of the dumb shit these motherfuckers do in this show. So I think I saw that on Reddit where they're like, listen, of course they do dumb stuff in the show. It's supposed to be about high schoolers, but they do just ridiculously dumb things in this show. And it got to the point to where the girl, this is not a spoiler, this is the entire premise of the show. The girl that kills herself at the end you're like almost cheering it on by the end. You're almost like, thank God, like this bitch is such a vindictive cunt that I'm like, I'm glad she killed herself. Cause like, wow, like some of the, like the the way that would, oh man, it's crazy to me. I don't know how to word this fucking show, but I almost say go watch this fucking thing because it's so ridiculous that you're gonna get entertained by it, and I think there's some hot meme action to come from this show. But yeah, man, the fucking saddest part of the show is old Jeff, man, fucking Jeff, man. Anything else to say about that show? I'm trying to think. I don't know. It just gets to the point. The longer you watch the show, the more you realize, like, wow, fuck this character named Hannah. She's just a bitch. Like, yes, fucking bad shit happened to you. Boo fucking who? Jesus Christ. So yeah, I'm curious if any of you guys have watched that. Let me know your opinion on that. I'm sure some of you guys have strong opinions on that. Oh, and I will commend the show. The actual suicide scene in that show was very well done. And, I mean, yeah, they had to work up to that motherfucker. Like, yeah, you have to endure fucking, 13 episodes, 15 episodes to get to that. But, wow, they fucking nailed that shit. That shit was pretty uncomfortable to watch. So, yeah, at least they got the climax right. The moment you've all been waiting for. Where you get to cheer on as this vindictive cunt finally pulls the trigger. Well, not pull the trigger, but yeah, whatever. It's not the way it happens, but I don't want to spoil it. United Airlines back in the news. Holy shit, man. They can't catch a break. United Airlines flights were grounded. Flight was grounded because they had scorpions on board. Yes, you heard that right. Scorpions, like fucking walking around on 6 legs with pincers and shit. Yeah, scorpions on the plane. How? God damn. Okay. Well, that's all what do you say about that? Scorpions on a Plane, the new sequel. Call Samuel L. Jackson. Sean Spicer has avoided the press this week by hiding in the bushes. I don't know if there was ever a picture of this, but I hope there is. When I first heard about this news story, there wasn't a picture, so maybe there is now. But apparently, Sean Spicer hid in the bushes to avoid the press. But nobody got a fucking picture, so who knows if this is real. There's fucking cameras and shit all over the White House. There's no way this fucking dude could hide in the bushes and people know about it but not get a picture. Come on. And lastly, I'm going to play a commercial for you guys because I was listening to the radio. And this is a commercial for Motel 6. I was listening to this on the radio, and I heard this commercial, and I thought it was fantastic. Apparently, it's won a bunch of awards. Motel 6 is a hotel chain, or I guess motel chain, in the United States, for those that are unaware. And they've had this same sort of advertising format with this Tom Bodette guy that they've been doing since I was a kid. And they did a twist on it. I think it's fantastic. Only people in the U.S. will probably get this joke and why it's, like, pretty fucking brilliant, but... yeah, I'll play this for you, so I thought it was great. Let me turn down my volume here because it's super loud.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Apparently, the hip thing for businesses to do these days is target millennials. So it may sound sus coming from this baby boomer, but Motel 6 is a V-grade place for your squad to stay woke or asleep. The updated rooms are #blessed with contemporary floors, bedding, and flat-screen TVs that are totally on fleek. Plus, their prices are always low AF. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll keep it lit for you. Book online at motel6.com.
Yo, whoever came up with that commercial is brilliant. That shit had me fucking dying in the car. That's the first time I had heard it. Yesterday was the first time I'd heard it, but the complimentary, wait, the rooms are hashtag blessed. Like, holy shit, that's fucking amazing. So Motel 6 killing it, man. I like to give people props when they deserve it. Anyway, that's it for the topics this week. We've been cruising through this podcast. Cruising. I'm looking through to see if I missed anything. Don't think so. Let's get into the comments from last week's show. Let me pull it up here. Number 77. Newest. Miss Mike Feral PvP vids. Let me move it over here. That guy is not 10%. Those scanners are off. He's actually 6 to 8%. I'm a personal trainer and compete in men's physique shows. You're definitely not 20%. I would say 15. I'm not 15%. 15%, you've got pretty visible abs at 15%. I have some visible abs on the top. Like my top 2 rows are, I've got some bumps, but when I look at pictures of people that are 15% body fat, I don't have the definition they do. So I think I'm probably 20%. But then again, I feel like I hold a lot more fat on my midsection than I do anywhere else. Like I'm getting some fucking pretty crazy vascularity at this point. So it might just be that I hold it in my stomach more than most, and water weight I hold in my stomach more than most. But I don't know. I would still say I'm probably around 20%. I should watch Lazy Peon's video on AOC, which is shit. What the fuck is that? I forgot that. Yeah, I know what game you're talking. Ashes of Creation. I just couldn't think of the name. Will you be able to stream the Crowfall beta? I don't game on PC. Blah 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 blah. Will I ever have a Patreon? I responded. Anyone can stream or make Crowfall videos. There is no NDA. It's still up in the air whether I will focus on streaming Crowfall. Yeah, so this guy asked if I'm going to stream Crowfall. Probably not. Crowfall, I don't think will be a very good game to stream, but I think it will make for fantastic videos. And he asked about Patreon. I don't think I'm ever going to do a Patreon because I don't think I'm going to be... I've had a lot of people ask for a Patreon. And it seems like it's a no-brainer, right? Just make a Patreon. It's like free money, right? I don't think I could give you guys enough value from Patreon in order to justify you paying me monthly. If you want to be awesome and support the channel monetarily, either donate directly via PayPal. That's obviously the best way I get the biggest cut from that. Or support the sponsors. Buy something on it. Use that link use my Amazon link. Bookmark that as your Amazon link. Anytime you buy something through that link on Amazon, I get a kickback for it. SellYourCoreGamer.com. Use coupon code Zyback. Get yourself some pre-workout / energy drink replacement. Crowfall. Sign up there. Sign up with my referral link. Support the sponsors. I don't know. I mean, there are other ways to be a beast. And support the channel. So yeah. But Patreon, I do this YouTube thing part-time now, and I don't want to let you guys down with having some Patreon reward that I wouldn't be able to fulfill because my real life got in the way. Because the reality is that I just do this as a hobby on the weekends when my time is available. So I'm a casual hobbyist that does this, so I just don't think I can give you guys the value that I feel like you should get from a Patreon. Zyback, I'm playing World of Warcraft again. Only question I have for you with Crowfall: is it too early to get into? Can I expect a game to play and have fun with, or is it too early? So this guy's asking if he should buy Crowfall to play it as a game right now, and my answer is no. Do not buy Crowfall to play the game right now. It's not a game yet. They don't have the game loop features, and a lot of the core features of Crowfall that will make the game a game are just not in yet. It's a lot of just features slammed together. However, I think that's going to change pretty soon. I think you're going to start seeing a lot of these big systems come online here this summer, and it's going to be pretty exciting. Oh my god, I watch Alpha Investments. I don't play Magic either. I wonder how many viewers. I bet that guy has a lot of people that are like me and you, where you don't play Magic and you're not really interested in Magic, but you're interested in him because he's an interesting guy that invests in Magic cards. And I don't know, that guy's pretty fucking interesting. Check out Alpha Investments on YouTube. It's one of my favorite channels right now. Warcraft needs a sequel. I agree. I hope it gets one. Zyback, on a scale of 1 to Hillary Clinton supporters after the election, how butthurt are you that these cunts done this to you? Referring to the uninvitation from the LawBreakers event. I responded, I'd say I'm currently in the Bernie can still win, who will match my $1 donation phase. No podcasts on Dude, Spotify, I don't think Spotify is going to happen for the podcast. It seems like you need to have a major record label to get on Spotify, and they were doing this thing with podcasts, and then they stopped doing it, so I don't fucking know. I wouldn't hold your breath. I should totally do some cooking videos. I think I will do some cooking videos, because even though what I cook is very basic, I cook it in such a way to where you need minimal ingredients, and there's minimal cleanup. And I've got a few little tips and tricks that I think would be helpful. So I'll probably do some cooking videos. Cultural diversity and inclusion. It's easy to hang on to the barbell when you have behemoth wank hands. Yeah, I'll be honest. Having big hands does make hanging on to the weight easier for the most part. Alpha Investments, one of my favorite channels on YouTube. I actually know a Boss Key employee who's actually a huge Hillary supporter. Who knows? Edit. I vaguely know this cuck. I mostly know his family. Oh boy. Oh, I didn't actually talk about that. I actually got an email from a Boss Key employee saying that he and a few other people in the company were not particularly happy with that decision to uninvite me, and that they hope that I didn't hold it against the game, because they do think the game will be good. Obviously, this was anonymous, and obviously, I wouldn't say who it was if it wasn't. But yeah, I got an email from allegedly a Boss Key employee that said, "Hey, we realize." Well, I think there's a chance it could be legitimate, because they identified the person who was likely responsible. And basically they said, hey, we're sorry about this. That is obviously shitty. But we don't want you to hold it against the game. And I won't. I talked about that in the podcast. If LawBreakers is a great game, I'll fucking play it. I'm not going to be some spurned lover crying over spilled milk because they didn't invite me to or they uninvited me to their little event. So, yeah, but I don't know if I'll be messing around with if they have an open beta, I'll probably give it a shot. But fucking Quake Champions, though? Wow. Wow, Quake Champions is so fucking good, man. That's like the perfect game for me, too, for what I'm looking for. It's just something I can hop into, have some fun, has a high skill cap, and it's very rewarding to play and get kills in that game. So I want to thank you for continuing to make these podcasts. Haven't missed a single one so far. Any idea how long I will keep making them? So, this is a very good question, because it's got an answer that you guys might not like. Look, the Hive Mind podcast, this is something that, while it seems like it's a staple that's never, ever, ever going to go away on my channel, there is a chance that the Hive Mind podcast might get killed by Crowfall. And this comes down to time. At the end of the day, I am a hobbyist YouTuber. I do this on the weekends for fun, as a hobby. I make a little bit of money doing it, but mainly it's just a hobby that I like to have fun with. And Crowfall is a game that I'm going to hopefully be putting a lot of time into. I have a lot of ambitious ideas and things that I want to do in Crowfall when it comes to making videos, that the podcast might get cut. Or it might get cut to once every 2 weeks or something like that. I might be doing other podcasts. I don't want to say a Crowfall podcast, but that there's a chance. There's a chance that I'll be doing a lot more gaming content that would axe the podcast. The podcast creation the whole reason I do this, well, I don't want to say the whole reason I do this podcast, but one of the reasons I started this podcast is that I was just so bored with video games. There was a point in my YouTube career where I was just, putting out fucking every video as a gaming video. And then it got to the point where, like, yesterday was the first gaming video I put out in, like, over a month. So I am primarily a gamer. I'm not, some political figure. So the Hive Mind podcast might get axed by Crowfall. If Crowfall is awesome, and again, this is not something to be super sad over. Like, if Crowfall is awesome, I'll be making awesome fucking Crowfall videos that will be taking up time that I could have been doing the podcast with. So I'm not saying the Hive Mind podcast will 100% go away, but there's a chance it could. But there's also a chance it couldn't. Who knows? But yeah. There's going to be some sad puppies over that. Sorry. Magic is awesome. It's extremely social. Invite some buddies over. Have a good Friday night. Yeah, dude, there is a game shop store. I'll be honest, I've sort of thought about it. I'm not as tempted as you might imagine, but there's a card shop that's like a mile away from me that does the whole Magic shit, right? I've thought about it, but I don't have time for that shit, dude. I just got off a fucking rant about how I might have to kill the podcast when Crowfall comes out. I don't have fucking time for Magic. I just don't. And I don't want to spend the money on it either. Like, I've got so much other shit I've got going on. It is cool though, I get why people like it. Zyback, I live in your area. You can set an appointment at Virginia Tech to get your body fat tested. Within 1 to 2% accuracy of the DEXA, it's only $30. I'm not that interested in my fucking body fat percentage to get it tested. I don't care that much. I'll fucking eyeball it. I think I'm probably 20%. If it turns out I'm 22% or 18%, I don't give a fuck really. But I would still say I'm around 20%. Seems like South Cali and the Silicon area lives in their own little SJW world that isn't in touch with the rest of the country. Everyone I know and work with says stuff like retard, faggot, and makes fun of trannies. It's fucked up. They cut you out at the trip at the last minute. I should also get myself a Topra keyboard because it's truly the master switch. Yeah, there definitely are little SJW areas that are like secluded from the rest of the world, seemingly. My brother lives in Seattle, and from what I've heard from him, Seattle is kind of like that as well. Look, so I don't want to be one of those guys that just rails against social justice because it's almost become a meme. Like, there's an entire genre on YouTube now of people saying, fuck SJWs. Like, I don't want to be that guy. Because I think there is a place for social justice, but I mean, it's clearly gone off the deep end. Clearly. And this is where I stand. Like, gay marriage or like gay rights, for example, that is something that is social justice, right? Yeah, we shouldn't fucking burn gay people. I agree. That's a social justice cause. Yeah, we should let gay people get married. Fuck it. But I just want to be able to say faggot. Just let me say gay people, get married. In fact, when I buy real estate, gay people, move near me. I want to be surrounded by fags whenever I buy my house. I want them to instantly move in right next door because they raise your property value immensely. Look at San Francisco. Gayest place on earth. Real estate is ridiculous. So where the fuck was I going with that? There is a place for social justice, but obviously it's gotten ridiculous when the OK symbol is a symbol of white power and hatred, according to NPR. Moving on here. I don't know if the kids will save us. My niece is 12 and it's all about that trans bullshit. Somebody replied, apparently Generation Z is going to be the most conservative generation in almost a century. That's what I've heard, and that's what I've heard a lot from various sources, is that Generation Z, the kids nowadays, like the people, the kids that are 8 through 12 are super conservative because they're growing up in this crazy SJW walking on eggshells society that they know is ridiculous. Like they're being called racists and shit, and when, like, the kids are seeing through it. Like, that's, thank God, dude, thank God. I've been watching you for years before Hive Mind. I've seen the transformation you had. Would you be comfortable putting out a video without a shirt? I want to see the difference. Not gay, not gay, just curious. Pretty impressive what you've done considering you were a mountain before, no offense. I responded, I'll be doing a video, a before and after video when I finish cutting down. Yeah, I will be doing a shirtless before and after video for all the ladies out there of my before and after. I don't have any good... I will have to recruit you guys to find some before pictures because I just don't really have any. I mean, there are obviously before pictures out there. You know, I've been doing YouTube 5 years, 7 years. 7 years! Fuck, dude! Jesus Christ! Cannot believe in doing this shit for 7 goddamn years. Oh my god, that's crazy. Anyway. Yeah, I'll have to recruit you guys to find some super cringy before pictures, but yeah, I'll be doing a video like that when I get to my end result and get as lean as I want to get, which isn't too much more lean, but speaking of that, this is actually something I want to talk. Dude, my diet been pretty fucking on point. I think I had 2 days where I fucked up. One day I definitely fucked up. Another day, I don't know, I wouldn't even say that was a fuck up. So one real bad day this week, but been super fucking disciplined, cutting down pretty nicely for this week anyway. But oh, I'm gonna fuck it up next week. Gonna fuck it up this week because Friday is my grandpa's birthday. The whole family is going to this Italian restaurant. And I've already started, this is how much of a fat piece of shit I am. I have already started scouting out the menu of this Italian restaurant. And I think I found what I'm going to get. So I think I'm going to get this $32 pizza. You heard that right. It's steak and jumbo shrimp. Thin, crispy crust topped with melted mozzarella cheese with jumbo shrimp, sirloin, chopped tomatoes, and fresh basil drizzled with olive oil. This thing must be fucking huge for it to be almost $33. God, dude, that sounds so fucking good. And yeah, that's like super unhealthy, right? But I don't think it's... Like, on a scale of, like, 1 to AIDS, it's not that bad, right? Because it's thin crust, so I'm not going to be getting, like... I'm going to be getting some good protein out of this shit, right? Yeah, mozzarella cheese is probably not too good. But thin crust, so I'm not, you know, not, like, deep dishing this shit. Jumbo shrimp, sirloin. You know, that's not complete shit. But the quantity I'm going to be eating is going to be unacceptable. But luckily, Friday is a day where I work out, like, really hard. Friday's my big day, where I, you know, work out for a lot of volume, a lot of reps, a lot of weight, heavy. So this will be the post-workout meal, and this will be the only thing I eat all day for that day. But yeah, I'll be fucking up on Friday, and then on Saturday, going to the grandparents' house on my mom's side, so I'll fuck up there. So next week's not going to be too good, but this week was good. Last week was very good. So we're cutting down. We're getting there. We're getting there, fellas. We're getting there. I'm going to live my life, though. I'm not going to fucking turn down sick Italian food because I want to get lean by summer. I think I'll probably be fairly close to where I want to be by the summer. It might be the middle of the summer. I don't know. It's really hard for me to say because, like, I'm at the point to where it's just like I've just got this fucking pouch of belly fat left, but goddamn is it taking a long time. Who knows? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to fucking stay the course and whatever it takes. However long it takes, however long it takes. From an Eastern European's point of view, it's insane how childish and idiotic these companies keep acting. They don't realize how ironic the shit is. I agree. As the years go on, it's continually getting harder and harder to say that I live in a progressive society when I see things like the SJW movements gain traction, raw full fucking diversity and inclusion. So on Friday was my birthday, and I destroyed my diet, legendary Zyback style. I went to the gym, immediately followed by a cinnamon roll, then 2 pounds of chicken wings and fries, then a batch of my mom's oatmeal cookies and shawarma poutine, then finished it off with 6 months expired crescent rolls on a peanut butter sandwich with a turkey sandwich. That's good, man. Gotta eat that 6 months expired crescent rolls. 6 months expired crescent rolls. Oh, I thought that was on a peanut butter sandwich. I was getting ready to say, no, I think he means also a peanut butter sandwich and also a turkey sandwich. I thought he had 6-month-old crescent rolls like smashed together with peanut butter. Maybe he does mean that. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, man. That's a good way to do it. See, I'm destroying my diet on Friday, but it's not like horrendous, right? So things like cinnamon rolls and oatmeal cookies, like those are, you can't justify those. But like, I'm going to be eating a pizza that's got like steak on it and shrimp on it, and it's thin crust, so it's not like complete fucking AIDS. This isn't me just trying to fat logic myself into this pizza, but it's not like horrible. Like, for example, another food that I think is not horrible is something like fried chicken, right? Like, yeah, it's got a lot of fucking fat in it, but it's chicken. You got some protein there. Another thing that I think gets a bad, I think cheeseburgers kind of get a bad rap. You know, yeah, it's decent fat. But again, it's not like horrible. Like things like Ben & Jerry's ice cream, you can't even justify shit. Like you can't justify cake. You can't justify, I don't know, Pixie Sticks. Like those are the things that I absolutely just I can't justify. But when it comes to, what do you say, chicken wings, like 2 pounds of chicken wings, like in my opinion, that's not like the absolute worst thing in the world. If you would have said like 2 boxes of donuts, then I'd have been like, fuck, right? I got into House of Cards because you recommended it. Yeah, good show. It's coming back online for the next season here soon, right? Another show that came back for season 2 just recently is Master of None. So I'll probably be watching that with the old lady friend at some point. That's actually a show that I want to watch. Yay. Paintball is so expensive. Wait, paintball is so expensive, lol. It's fun but drains you dry. Yeah, it does. It's pretty AIDS. Have I seen Ash's Creation? Yep. Zyback, I bought one of the studio mics. Convinced me. Yep, I did. Studio mic with an arm, baby. That's the way to go. Sorry, I'm skimming through some of these comments because there are more statements than comments. Every time you said you got excluded because you don't fit into the community of cultural diversity and inclusion, it just gets funnier. Yeah, I thought I did a pretty good job with that. We all love diversity, just not diversity of ideas. Am I right, guys? Nice. I originally started watching Alpha Investments. Yeah, check out Alpha Investments on YouTube. Shit's good. All right, that's it for the podcast this week. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I gotta get going, man. It's getting late. I gotta go to work tomorrow. I still gotta do the podcast, like description and timestamps and all that shit. I hope you motherfuckers like this shit because it takes me a lot longer than you'd expect to put this thing together. It takes me a lot. This shit's a lot more effort than you would imagine, which is why there's a potential that it might get cut when Crowfall comes out if I end up being a prolific Crowfall YouTuber. But yeah, this shit's no joke when it comes to work. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. I'll see you again next week. Have a good one.